Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are actually doing an unboxing video. Now I went ahead and bought a new keyboard. I don't know a ton about keyboards or anything like that. I did my research before buying this one, but let's go ahead and get this thing opened up. So this thing was actually extremely hard to find. You can't find it in stock from WOBKEY anymore. There was a couple people reselling it that I looked at. There was one on eBay listed for 450 Canadian dollars, which is just insane for this. There was also a store in Canada, in Toronto, that had it for $350. And just keep in mind, MSRP for this thing is like 250 bucks. So I just was not willing to go and pay that much for this keyboard. And so I did end up finding this one brand new sealed from Japan. So I had this thing shipped all the way over. We do have the WOBKEY Rainy 75 RT Pro. I was looking at the HE Pro, but that one I couldn't find anywhere. There wasn't even any scalpers that were selling it. So I did get this one, and the only difference between those two is this one's more of like a gray aluminum body, and the other one is more of like a, I guess, a gunmetal gray. Just got a bit of a darker tint to it. And then you also have different switches. So these are the TTC King of Magnetic RGB switches, and the other ones are Gateron Jade Pros, which I did like the sound of a little bit more. But I couldn't find it in stock anywhere. So, and worst case scenario, I mean, I can buy those switches. The switches aren't anything expensive, and this is a fully customizable keyboard. So I can go ahead and put different switches on. I can put different keycaps. Obviously, the PCB is a little bit different because this is a Hall effect keyboard. You know, you can't use regular switches. They have to be Hall effect switches. But we do have a USB Type-C cable there. We have a keycap and a switch puller, and we have a couple extra switches there. If we take a look here, we have a little guide there giving you a little bit more information on that. But a lot of it is in Chinese, unfortunately. And that isn't because I ordered it from Japan or anything. I mean, just everything about this keyboard, the box and stuff like that, no matter where you get it from, everything's going to be in Chinese. Even the software that you use to go and control the keyboard is in Chinese. You have to go and switch that. Let's go ahead and get this thing taken out. This is so heavy. I believe it's like around 2.5 kilograms. It is a aluminum, CNC'd aluminum body. And already, so I mentioned I shipped it from Japan. I can see there is some keycaps maybe loose. Do have plastic cover there. Let's go and take it out. I don't know if these are extra keycaps or if they did come loose. They did come loose, which isn't a big deal or anything, but look at that. Oh my goodness. I just can't believe how heavy this thing is. Inside here, we also have another instruction manual, probably just showing you how to use the software. I'll go into that a little bit later on. I'll show you guys how to use it. Let's go ahead and get it out of the plastic there. And we can actually go ahead and put these keycaps back. And there we go. There is the keyboard. I really like these keycaps. Originally, I thought about maybe switching them, but I do actually like the look of them. And again, this thing is just so heavy. You can see on the back there, it's got a cool little texture. It is fully aluminum. It's got a carbon fiber back plate. Basically, when I was looking for a keyboard, there was a couple things that I wanted. I really like the 75% design. I like having the arrow keys there, but didn't need the full size number pad all the time. I did actually go ahead and buy a cheap little number pad that I can have on the side if I need it. But I really like the 75% look, and I also wanted a fully aluminum one. So there was a couple different options that I ran into, and then I started looking to Hall effect keyboards, and that's where you start to get a lot less results, right? There's just a lot less Hall effect keyboards that are, you know, reasonably priced. I mean, $250 for this keyboard is extremely expensive. I'll even go ahead and throw up the price of the regular WOBKEY Rainy 75 because the RT Pro is quite a bit more expensive if you do want that Hall effect. We got a new keyboard, and I thought we may as well get a RuneScape theme new mouse mat to go with it. Let's go ahead and get it plugged in for the first time here. There we go. So the RGB kicked on there. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to leave it at right now. If I'm going to go and change it to white or leave it as rainbow. But there we go. Well, now that we got it plugged in, let's go ahead and do a quick sound test. So we're here in the settings, and you can see there is quite a few different options just for the lighting. We can switch between static and dynamic colors, and then if we wanted to do dynamic, we can go ahead and switch between all of these. So ice blue breathing, we have 3-color breathing. There is quite a few different ones here. We have center rotation. You can go and adjust the hues, the saturation, the speeds, if you want it to be haptic or not, and then you have all of these other lighting features down on the side as well. I think for right now, I'll keep it as a static light blue color. I kind of like the look of this. Now let's go and take a look at some of the performance settings, because this is one of the reasons why you buy a Hall Effect keyboard is for stuff like this. So here for the actuation point, we can actually go ahead and adjust it within 0.01 of a millimeter, which is kind of crazy. We can go ahead and mess with the reset point, the sensitivity as well. They do have a couple different modes here. So they have normal, RT, and RT Pro. Basically just adjust the sensitivity, the top dead zone, button dead zone, and then for the Pro, it also adds the initial actuation travel. So as soon as you push even 0.1 of a millimeter of that key, it's going to go ahead and register as a keystroke. Whereas, you know, with the mechanical keyboard, you have to push it a lot harder to go ahead and get that button to actuate. So one of the reasons why you would buy a Hall Effect keyboard is because of this actuation travel. So I went ahead and changed WASD to have the quickest actuation travel. That means as soon as I push that key, you know, within 0.1 of a millimeter, that press is going to go and register. So when you're playing like a game, as soon as I push that A key right at the very beginning, it is going to start actually moving me in that direction. So if you're strafing, if you're going back and forth, things like that, even pushing WASD, you know, doing your regular movements, it is going to start moving you as soon as possible. Whereas if you had it all on normal and you had it, you know, a regular mechanical keyboard, it takes a lot longer of you actually pushing that key before it actually registers. And this goes the same way with releasing it. You know, you have to go and reach that threshold point before it actually stops moving you in that direction. Whereas with the Hall Effect, or with this low actuation travel, you are actually going to go ahead and stop moving in that direction as soon as you move your finger off of that button. And just having the ability to customize all of this for each individual key and, you know, set each one, like if I just want a W to have a different actuation point or a dead zone, stuff like that, I can go ahead and make all those adjustments per individual key. So I plan on messing with this keyboard a lot more. I'll go ahead and change a lot of the performance settings and see what actuation points and key mappings and stuff like that I want to go ahead and leave it as. I use this keyboard mainly for typing. My job is online, so I do a lot of typing and I really like the sound of it. I thought I was going to want to switch to the Gatoron switches, but honestly, I'm really liking these ones. And if I do want to switch to those in the future, I totally can, and it's really easy to do. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy and want maybe a deeper look, or maybe in a couple weeks or months to see what my settings are looking like, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.